You know, saying goodbye is one of the hardest things, right? Especially when it's someone you love a lot. Well, today we've got a story for you. It's about a goodbye that was so sad, but also kind of beautiful. It's a story about a friendship that was just huge. Let's dive in.
So, get this. The story says their hearts were literally fainting from sadness. Can you imagine that? It's like loving someone so much, so much, that the idea of them leaving just makes you feel like you can't even stand up. That's what was happening to the friends of this amazing person, Sri Krishna. They just couldn't picture life without him around.
Okay, so before all the sad goodbye stuff, things were actually amazing. We're in this incredible kingdom, right? It's called Hastinapura. And the king, Yudhishthira, he's great, but his best friend, Sri Krishna, was visiting. And when Krishna was there, everything was perfect.
And you could feel how happy the kingdom was. It was like magic. The rain, it always came exactly when the plants needed it. The ground, it just gave everyone everything they could ever want. And the cows, they were so happy and healthy, there was tons of milk for everybody. Nobody was ever worried or scared or sick. It was all because Krishna was there. His presence just made everything right.
All right, so time to say goodbye. Krishna had been visiting for a few months, helping out his friends, but he had to go home. His own city, Dwarka, was a really long way away, and he just knew it was time.
And this is what's so cool about Krishna. He could have just left, right? But he didn't. He went to his best friend, King Yudhishthira, and he asked so gently, "Is it okay if I go now?" He knew it was going to break their hearts, but he did it with so much respect and love.
And just like that, everything changed. It was like a switch flipped. One minute, there's all this joy and peace and laughter. The feeling when everything is perfect. The next minute, after he asks to leave, boom, just tears, sadness, total heartbreak. The whole vibe of the palace just dropped.
I mean, how could they say goodbye? Think about it. This wasn't just some guy they saw once in a while. This was the friend they saw every day, the one they talked with, ate with, laughed with. He was woven into every single part of their day. How do you say goodbye to someone like that? It felt impossible. So yeah, their hearts were completely breaking. But they decided to do something amazing. They were going to turn their sadness into love. They planned a farewell for Krishna that would show him without a doubt just how much he meant to them.
And what a send-off it was. It was like a huge parade, but a parade of love. The air was just buzzing with the sound of drums and these big, beautiful conch shells. And look, from the rooftops, the ladies of the palace were showering flowers down on him. Everyone was just watching him with these soft, loving eyes. They wanted this goodbye to be beautiful for him, not just sad for them.
And his closest friends, they all did these little things that showed so much love. His best friend, Arjuna, he held this incredible umbrella over Krishna's head, all decorated with pearls. And his other buddies, Uddhava and Satyaki, they fanned him with these special fans to make sure he was comfortable. His family, they just walked alongside him, Their hearts were just melting with love and sadness all mixed together.
Now get this, as Krishna's chariot starts to pull away, all the women of the palace, they're up on the rooftops watching. And they start talking. They start telling stories about him, remembering all the little things that made him so incredible.
And one woman leans over to her friend and she whispers, he's not just our friend. He's the one. The one who was here before anything else was. He's the beginning of everything. Whoa. Can you imagine saying that about your friend?
And then another woman adds, totally. And just by walking here, on our land, he makes this place the most special place in the whole world. And you know that feeling, right? When you're with someone you really love, and suddenly, even your own backyard feels like the most magical place on earth. That's what she was talking about.
Then a third one kind of sighs and says, "Wow, can you just imagine being one of his wives? They get to hear his voice all the time. His words are like sweet nectar. You can just feel how much they adored him. For them, just being near him was the best gift in the universe."
And somehow,
through all the noise of the parade, Krishna heard them. He heard their love. He looked up from his chariot right at them and he just smiled. It was this quiet, kind, happy smile. And with that one look, he said everything. He said, "I love you too, and thank you."
All right, so the big goodbye is over, and now begins the long road home for Krishna, all the way back to his city, Dvaraka.
But his friend, the king, he was still worried. You know how it is when someone you love leaves on a long trip? So, he did one last thing. He sent a bunch of his soldiers with Krishna. Not the fight, but just to be there, like bodyguards, just to make sure his best friend got home safe.
And it was a seriously long trip. We're talking days and days of travel. First leaving the city, then through forests, past rivers, he even had to cross a giant desert. And you can just imagine, with every single step he took, he was getting farther and farther away. And his friends, they could feel that distance growing in their hearts.
But here's the beautiful part. Even though Krishna was getting farther away physically, the love, that didn't go anywhere. That stayed right inside their hearts. Which kind of makes you think, doesn't it? When someone you love is far away, how do you keep them in your heart? It's a pretty amazing thing, love. It can cross any distance. Thanks for listening to this story with us.